Hi everybody, my name is Gerry and this is the fourth weekly chat on Photo Africa. Time does go quick. You met Rocky a while ago. There's Ziggy. He was on the couch when we started this, so I'm going to say goodbye now. Might pop in later again. For those of you tuning in for the first time, the weekly chat is my way of sharing my work, my people that inspire me and hopefully inspire you, give you some tips and tricks as we go. And everything from product reviews, how to shoot, we share some images, websites and so on. The previous 3 editions are live on the site, so you're welcome to check on the links underneath this post, you'll find them there. For this week, right, last week we came to you from Madikwe. I was doing some work up there. Great lodges, absolutely stunning people as well. If you go and scratch around the site, you'll find some of the pictures and things. Today we're back in Joburg after a very hectic and exciting week. There's some big things happening in Photo Africa very shortly. I cannot tell you yet, so yeah, stay tuned. Big things happening soon. But anyway, I've got a workshop coming up this weekend, which I'll chat to you about a little bit later on. For now, in these meetings I've had this week, now, the Nikon Canon debate, right, everybody can get their angry faces on because this always gets everybody going. Nikon Canon. My feeling personally, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's what you do with it that counts. However, I was quite upset, not upset, I was disappointed earlier this week. I had a meeting with a photographer and his wife, beautiful people working in the industry for a long time, and I heard from them, and this was the 3rd time I've heard this, of the same person who's presenting wildlife photography, well, photography workshops and photographic safaris. What's apparently happening is someone will arrive on the workshop and he gets told you have to shoot Canon. Those are the exact words. You have to shoot Canon. Now, there's a couple of levels that this does not work on. Number one, I mean, you imagine you arrive on this workshop and you get told you have to shoot Canon and you're sitting there with a Nikon. I mean, you're going to feel like an idiot the rest of the time because this person you have come to for inspiration and ideas and guidance says you've got to shoot Canon. Right, whatever the reason is. Secondly, from a business point of view, if you as a photographic safari leader or a workshop lecturer, if you go and pitch Canon or Nikon for that matter all the time, what's going to happen? I mean, me as a Nikon fan won't come to your workshop. There's people who shoot Sony and Pentax and everything. You're alienating those people. It's a bad business decision. It amazes me that someone, and this is a guy who's been in the industry for a very long time, obviously not going to mention any names or websites, never know, no, we won't. So the idea of someone pushing a single brand and telling people that's gonna improve their photography is absolutely ludicrous. I mean, I'm in the lucky position now with the rental company on the side. I have access to phenomenal equipment from Nikon and Canon. Now, I have never been in a position out in the field where I'm taking aim at an animal and I'm thinking, damn it, I wish I had my Canon here or my Nikon, whatever. It doesn't work like that. I mean, if you've ever been out there and think, gee, I wish I had a Nikon while you're shooting Canon or vice versa, let me know, because I would like to get to the thought pattern behind this whole thing. It doesn't matter. I mean, to the point where if I shoot a Nikon body, let's say I've got a D7000 here, which we're going to chat about a little bit later, but let's say I'm shooting with this, I might be in the position when the light gets bad to say, I wish I had a D3S because of the low light ability. It's nothing to do with whether it's Nikon or Canon, it is what I as a photographer can do with a tool. That's the difference. So now, this tonsil, this chop of a guy who says, no, you have to say Canon, or you have to shoot Canon, is just, I find it sad, I find it disappointing, and I think it's insulting for a lot of us who try and share this passion of photography to get caught up in, you have to shoot Canon or Nikon. So, anyway, that's my little rant for now. I'm going to get off the soapbox. But I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Let's not fight about it. Let's not get into a flaming war. Tell me what you shoot and why. Do you enjoy it? Have you ever been in a position where someone says, you know what, I wish I had a Canon? It doesn't matter. Anyway, send me your thoughts, send me your emails, and we'll see how it goes from there. Next up, we're going to try something different here. I get a lot of inquiries and emails on Lightroom and how to use Lightroom, how to post-process. Should I do it? Should I put watermarks? So, this is another new thing, so we'll see how it goes. I recorded a little clip on Lightroom where we look at a very quick post-processing of a wildlife image, but I specifically focus on the sharpening and the masking of that. So, this is the only editing I'm going to do to this thing. Is I'm going to drop this video in roundabout now, play it out, and I'll be back with you on the other side. So here we go. Lightroom, sharpening, and masking. Hey, for this first Lightroom tutorial on Photo Africa's Weekly Chat, I thought we'd have a look at how you can take a basic wildlife image like the one on screen here through a series of post-processing steps, but specifically looking at the sharpening and masking thereof, using the detail folder, but we'll get there in a little while. Alright, this is what we're going to be working later on, but before we get there, I want to take this image and just up it a bit, just take it through the basic post-processing steps. This image, as you see here, is directly from camera. It's the raw file. There's no adjustments whether in camera or on the computer that I've done so far. This is as it came out the camera. So, we'll play with it for a couple of seconds, then come back to sharpening. Close my detail folder. Basic adjustments. Says basic. Boom. There we go. As you see, there's no adjustments that have been made here yet. So I'm going to just play with some of these to give this image a bit of life, and then we'll sharpen. Initially, what I want to do, just at the first glance, there's a lot of space at the bottom here. Also, a lot of empty space. I might just want to tighten this up a little bit by using my cropping tool. Click there once. It opens my grid. Grab and hold the corner and just drag it in a little bit. There we go. Tail's chopped off here, so we need to just drag this guy back there. When I'm happy with that, I push enter, and there's my cropped version. A little bit tighter, a little bit neater than the first one. Right. Only thing I'm going to do to this image right now is the contrast and the brightness sliders. In time, we'll get to all of these, but for now, just to get this to a point where I would like to sharpen it, let's play with these. Contrast slider. Click and hold. If you take any of these sliders over to the right-hand side, it increases that specific attribute. Alternatively, dragging to the left decreases. So, back to 0, and I'm just going to take this up a little bit. I want to get the darks out of the main here to pop nicely. However, contrast did drop the total brightness, so to balance this out, click and hold brightness, and drag it across, brings my brightness back. Right, that's much better already. Should you want to see where you started from and how you're progressing, come down to the bottom left of your screen on the 2 preview buttons. Click once and it opens up. So on the left you've got your original raw file with 0 adjustments made except for the crop. And on the right hand side with all of the adjustments that I've made so far. Pops beautifully. Alright, going back to my working page, I prefer to work in full screen, so I'll click down here again. Okay, the only other small adjustment I might make now is a little bit of vibrance. What this does, click and hold, pull it across, is it pushes up some of the mid-tone colors where it just makes it become alive a little bit. Just the saturation slider down here pushes all the colors up or then down. The computer works very nicely on vibrance, and it works out, gives you just that little bit of extra life to the image. Alright, let's say I'm happy with that, not bad. Now we're going to move to sharpening. So, I'm going to close my basic folder there, come down to detail, and that is where we're going to find the sharpening and noise reduction sliders. Right, we're not focusing on noise reduction today, specifically looking just at the sharpening. So, if you sharpen now, you're going to use this amount slider by pulling it across to the right hand side again. Click and hold. That's how we sharpen up. But now have a look. If I take it all the way, just as an example, you can just see the sharpening happening on the screen, but when you zoom in, that's when it gets a bit real. Okay, that is not pretty. A lot of people make this mistake. They sharpen too much. Right, click once more, zoom out. You can either use the image up here, which is a nice tight crop to do your sharpening. Just bring this back to 0. What I like to do is just zoom into an area where I can see what's going on. I'm looking at the hair here and the detail around the face. Click and hold my slider, pull it up a little bit until I'm happy. That's a bit better. Right, looking at the detail here, nice hairs around the chin and so on. I'm happy with that. Now what happens though is when you do the adjustment of sharpening, this amount of sharpening gets applied to your entire frame. Even these areas at the back. Now what happens there? Let me just push this up to the extreme to show you. If I take this all the way up, you get a lot of noise and messy things happening in the background. Not great for image quality. How we fix this, let's take it back to where we were. There we go. Is we're going to use this masking slider. Now, if you click and hold the masking slider and you hold Alt at the same time, push your Alt key at the same time, you get a white screen. Now watch what happens when we slide over to the right. Now we're starting to mask. What happens is the areas that are white will now be sharpened, the black areas will not be. So, if I have it like that, my lines, the outline, and a bit of the foreground will be sharpened. Let go my Alt key, and I'm done. Let's have a close look. in here, my line is still sharpened. You can see here nice and sharp around the main area. If we go up to the top, very nice, still nice and smooth on my background. Great for image quality. So, to do that again, very quickly, you drop this down, click and hold your masking. You need to hold that click. Hold the Alt key at the same time and slide over until you are happy with the areas that will be sharpened in that image. And there we go, final image all done. That's sharpening and masking. Have a quick look at my before and after. There we go, before and after. We like that. Back to normal. Next time we'll have a look at some more of these sliders. For now, that is Lightroom sharpening and masking. Right, there we go. Short one on Lightroom. The idea wasn't for you to follow the whole process. If you can, slow it down, pause, whatever. But the idea was for me to show you that masking bit. I find it very, very useful that if you can use that masking slider to not sharpen the background, it makes your images pop. That's just a little bit extra. It's fantastic. Give it a try. If you have any specific Lightroom or Photoshop inquiries or queries, questions that you would like me to do little videos of and drop it in, it is something I want to do on a more regular basis on these chats. So yeah, drop me an email. Tell me what you thought. Did it help? Do you need more? Do you need less? Let me know. Right. I'm in Joburg now and I don't have all my stuff with me, my books and whatever else. So as I came out to do this, I quickly just thought a review on camera straps. Now, whether you shoot Nikon or Canon, don't go there. The camera strap that you get with your camera is very hard. You try and carry that for a long day during a photo walk, safari, whatever the case is, it cuts after a while. Now I found, forget the Canon, or Canon, try that, forget the camera, Nikon, you see now it's all messed up. The strap is what I'm after here. Often when I'm walking around, I do use a strap. So what I've got here, I bought this in Bangkok. I haven't seen this anywhere else. It's called an M-Rock. Fantastic. What it is, it's this soft neoprene material. Quite stretchy, but still strong. What I like about it doesn't cut in like the straps you do get with your cameras, but fantastic. Doesn't get wet, fantastic product. More than that, what I like, when I'm shooting off a tripod or off a vehicle in Safari, this gets in the way. I mean, you cannot, it's always in the way. What I like here, it's got the two little clips on both sides, and you can just drop that right off. You can then also connect these two underneath. Let me try this so that it is out of the way and you can just carry on. Fantastic. This one you stick in your bag and you carry on. Now I know there are very fancy brands and things out there. I'm quite keen to find out if everybody's used this. It's called an M-Rock. I bought it in Bangkok. I've actually bought a couple of these in Bangkok. I find them very useful and the price is, yeah, it's almost for free. So if you've used anything like this, let me know. Tell me where I can get this. And yeah, or if you have similar products, let me know. I'll try and get my hands on some and we'll have a look at how it goes. Right, I think that's about, oh, the workshop, yes. This weekend, Andrew Beck from Moya Watenga and myself, we're running a Wildlife Photography 101 workshop just outside Johannesburg. And if you're keen and you are on Twitter, follow me on, we've got a hashtag WP101, Wildlife Photography 101, hashtag WP101. We're going to be doing updates throughout the whole weekend. This is during the lectures, during the theory, walking around, the photography, the game drives, everything. So follow along, we'll be posting pictures, we'll be posting updates. This is on the Facebook pages as well. So I'll put the links under the video here. Twitter hashtag is WP101. Facebook for Photo Africa, also look for Moya Watenga, and we'll be updating you as we go. Right, I think that's about it. If you have any questions, comments, please send them through. Some nice things coming through. Thanks for the support. I'm really excited about this thing. It's going really well. I'm off next week back to Madikwa Game Reserve. I will be seeing you from that side then. Lots of new images, lots of ideas. Send me your thoughts. Have a good weekend. I'll see you on the flip side.